Hello, 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 hello. Once again, you all, we're back again.
Yes, we
The
are.
Teddy and Monica Show, WFTB 104.1 FM, Tab Nashville Gospel Radio Show, y'all. We are here live in the place, y'all. We are so excited today. And we have been blessed again, Monica.
Yes,
God
we
is
always are.
continues to show out. You said something earlier when we went live. You said we had a great Resurrection Sunday, y'all. We had a great weekend at our awesome Tabernacle Baptist Church,
Yes,
y'all.
shout out to Tab.
Yes. We had the seven last words on Friday night, which was amazing. Then we ended it with our youth doing a gospel rap, and it was cool to see the kids get in there and really rap. We had some of the young adults also get up there with them. And we want to give a shout out to Miss Elisa Johnson, who did an amazing job, you all. When I tell you the kids did their thing yesterday, I was so excited to see them do it. And they didn't have tracks behind them. They sung songs without having the music behind them. They sung along with the band yesterday. So that let you know it was a lot of growth in what they're doing, and they're actually going to another level. So got to give it up for the youth in the place. And the rap yesterday, you all, it was inspired, you all. And Elisa actually said this about our daughter, and I didn't know that. So that was another amazing thing. What you think about that, Monica?
Oh, yes.
Look, what you mean? Oh, yes. You didn't know that, neither?
Yeah. I mean, I had forgot. It's been some years, so. And I've been with Miss Elisa for years, so we've done a lot of things together. So for her to bring that out again, it was awesome yesterday. But she done an amazing job. She lets the Lord use her with the youth. So I know from here they're gonna soar. But yesterday was fantabulous.
Yes, and I want to give it up for all the other youth teachers as well. They did an amazing job helping out with the songs and doing their thing. Tierra, all special. We have a special group out there, but today, you all, we have a special person in the place, y'all. We got a youth today, y'all.
This is a youth that we've been with for a long time.
Yeah, and it's exciting when we get a young person in the place, y'all. Not saying that we're old, because we're not. I feel like we are in our prime time. What you think, baby?
You know good and well we old.
I'm not old. I'm not. Nope. I'm not taking that. I am.
Well, we're in our 50s. This young man in his 20s, so we gonna let him.
So I'm still not gonna say I'm old. You ain't gonna throw that on me. Okay. I'm a young man. Yes, I am.
You're a young old man.
But today, y'all, we are excited to have a youth in the place today, y'all. We actually been knowing this young man since he was about 4 or 5 years old, y'all. We met him and his parents, a long time ago at the Living Word Community Baptist Church. It was not this non-denominational.
Right. Well, you can Baptist. You done made up a name.
I'm thinking about Tab.
Yes.
Tab is always on my mind. That's why I'm thinking about that. But at our previous church, at the Living Word Community Church, y'all, we met this young man and his family, you all.
Awesome family.
And like I say, y'all, he has really, I'm watching him just evolve. And to see him evolve into a man, he is 26 now, you all. He just told us, and like I said, met him when he was 4. And I never knew that this young man was going to be doing some of the things he was doing. He was into sports more so than anything. I thought he was going to be an athlete. And he just actually told me about a couple of professional basketball players that he played against that's actually in the playoffs right now. So that excited me to hear my boy say that tonight. But we come to talk to him about some interesting things. And I'm going to introduce him. I'm going to let him introduce himself. And I'm Malachi. Give the people a small resume about you, what you do, your parents, what you got going on. Just give us a quick resume so that people can hear what you have evolved to in all these years that we watch you grow, brother. We're so excited to have you, man.
Thank you for having me, man. It's a blessing. I'm Malachi Williams. I go by Malachi Bands, my professional stage name. I hail from originally Trenton, New Jersey. Spent Nashville years, like heavily. My family, it's a musical family and full of art. I am the son of Poor Righteous Teachers, Culture Freedom, hip hop legend.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Shout out to Wise as well. I wouldn't be nowhere without y'all. And shout out to my church as well.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't be nowhere without y'all as well.
Yes.
Grew up in the church all my life. Shout out to my mom as well. She really spearheaded that. And then my dad became an ordained minister. I can't even fathom the words. My grandmother too. If it wasn't for grandma, we wouldn't even be at Living Word. So, yeah, I'm a former basketball player, turned artist. I was born in the studio, so you'll get to learn about that soon. And I've been around some legendary people, and I'm becoming legendary myself, and I'm still humble at the end of the day. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
That's good stuff right
Yes,
there. That's good
okay,
stuff.
yes.
Real quick, I want people to really understand what you just said. You've been around a lot of hip hop legends. I'm gonna start there real quick, man. Give us the rundown of who your father really is, so people understand what we got in the building today. We got a protege of a true hip hop legend. Talk about that man real quick, bro.
Man, my dad is a part of the conscious era of hip hop, one of the pioneers when it comes to New Jersey hip hop. Really just what embodies hip hop.
Yeah.
Like the Queen Latifahs, the Tretches from Naughty by Nature, the Fushniks, the list goes on. Sugar Hill Gang, a lot of people don't know they're from New Jersey too. So that's all family. Red Man, a lot of people. My dad is really the culture. If you could ever go back and get a chance to listen to the music, I think you should. It's really uplifting to the Black community and just the community in general in America. So, yeah, I'm glad to see him a minister now. And the Lord worked on him extra to put him in that position. You never know where you're going to be.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
God got a vehicle to touch different masses, and you end up in a spot that you never thought you'd be in, but God will use you.
That's great, man. That's great. Poor Righteous Teachers, y'all. I grew up on them boys, y'all. Like I said, when I didn't know my boy, when I first met your dad, man, I didn't have no clue that he was actually a part of one of the biggest hip hop cultures that was going on in my youthful days, man. So when I found those things out, man, it just took, I was like, okay, I'm in the building with a actual hip hop artist that was doing something great back then. I know, Mom, you don't remember Poor Righteous Teacher, do you, babe?
No, I don't.
She over there like, I don't know why, girl. If I'm gonna play a song for you and you're gonna be like, oh yeah. But like I say, y'all, that right there, man, to be in a family and to be around those type of artists, I know, and we're gonna jump in right here. I know that's what spearheaded you to do the things that you're doing today. We know you as a artist now. Like I said, I thought you were gonna be a basketball player because you got the height. I used to check you out on the court. You had a little skill. I used to whoop you a little bit though. I used to manhandle you, back in the day because I was a little bit bigger. But as you got older, you started taking over, and I was like, okay, I got to chill now. Malachi gonna hurt me out here. He gonna hurt me out here.
We had to learn the ropes.
But to be around those type of legends, man, it's no way that you couldn't have went down that path, man. And what really you're an artist. Give us your artist name and give us some of the things you've done in the hip hop industry yourself, and just talk about that a little bit, Malachi.
So yeah, my artist name is Mally God Bands. I got that name in high school. Actually, I was known for having a job in my sophomore year. And I always made sure everybody was eating.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Like, I had other kids that I was going to school with that probably didn't have money. And I was just like, okay, you want a la carte, you want this, all that. And I had got braces at the time. And I had to wear rubber bands to, like, make sure my jaw was straight.
Yeah.
And I was listening to this rapper at this time. And I thought her name was real hard. It was Katie Got Bands, but she had it separate. But she didn't mash it together. So I was like, oh, it's genius. But before that, one of my homies that passed away, rest in peace, Alex, He gave me the name. He was like, you always got this on you, making sure everybody eating and stuff. You a businessman. We see it in you. We're just gonna call you Maliar Benz. And I didn't even think about it like that. I was like, okay, let me do it. And I made that my Instagram name, and it's been there ever since.
It's been hitting ever since. Okay.
Ever since, it's catchy.
Okay. So, I mean, you put out a project, anything since? Have you? I mean,
yes. I have 3 projects out. One is down right now due to copyright claims. We're gonna fix that.
Okay.
But I have 2 full-length mixtapes and projects. We haven't had an album yet, but we're working on it. I'm fully independent. Could have signed a deal, but God said not now. Okay. We're gonna do the right one, but we want to keep the money.
I know that's right.
We want to keep our money in our souls, so we're gonna keep the money.
Yes, man, that's crazy that you said it like that. You said you want to keep our money, and keyword, you said your souls, man, because a lot of young rap artists have, been linked to selling their souls for certain situations, and to see you as a young man that grew up in Christ and still in Christ, and for you to sit there and say that you don't want to sell your soul, bro, you done set the tone for the night right there.
Appreciate it.
Man, just to watch you just be in Christ like you are and everything. So, what is your music consist? Is it uplifting? Is it do you talk about? Tell me now. Talk to me. What you talk about on your?
My music basically consists of storytelling. It's uplifting music, but at the same time, we're really just storytelling from a young man's perspective. I like to call it pretty boy music. Everybody wants to talk about the perspective of the killer, but we never talk about the perspective of a man that is cool with the ladies, but at the same time, he's dealing with the moral compass of guiding life. So I don't know if you ever seen the show Ned's the Classified School Survival Guide on Nickelodeon.
Okay.
So basically, like, I call it lit therapy. So we're sitting and we're talking through our problems, but it's an upbeat type of feel. But we have some sad songs in between, so we're going to figure it out. But it's always a lesson. So every song I have is a lesson. So when I performed at my last show, everybody was able to see everything is in chronological order. Nothing's out of place. And that's how my music is. I put projects together in order, and they're all running into each other. Well produced. So I'm happy about it.
Wow. Okay, Malachi, I see you.
That was hard right there.
And yes, I mix and master my own stuff too, so it took time for that. But I like to have my hands on everything.
So you mix and master your own music. What about your beats? Do you get help with those?
I get help with those.
Okay.
I give people other opportunities. I actually have a kid that went to my private school when I transferred over from public school, and he started locking. He's still there right now in school making beats, and he's up there with the big. He has some credits on my last project, so be on the lookout for him. He doing this thing.
You want to give a shout out his name and things? So
he wants to stay anonymous right now.
I like that. Okay.
Okay, look at y'all young men. You want to stay anonymous.
But he play basketball too, so he got a double thing he got going on. But he started and just hit the ground running. I'm proud of him.
Man, listen, man. To see a young African American brother doing what you doing and just connecting with other brothers, and you're not out there in the streets, you're doing something positive out there. And I like what you said. You said that your music goes in chronological order. You got a vision, and that's what so many young people need in today, and inspire us. What is some of the things that we can say to our young people to help get them back on the track to want to have vision again in their lives? Well, give me something, Malachi, because this is about you tonight, bro. Come on.
Number one, don't be afraid to be yourself. That's the biggest thing. Dare to be different. There's nothing wrong with it. Do what you like to do, but make sure it's in the confines of God. At the end of the day, have that moral compass. Know when it's time to go home. That's the perfect thing. I was always taught, know when it's time to go home. I have to go someplace I don't want to go sometimes, but I know I have to go, but it's time to go home at certain times. I tell my guys, I'm like, hey, it's time to go.
That's good.
And if they don't listen, I got to go.
You leave them know. They don't want to listen to you. Okay. Yeah.
It's okay to know when it's time to go home. That's what the biggest one. And don't be easily influenced, and keep God in the center of it all. Because without God, you can't get nothing done. And you can't survive in this world without God. You can only pass through, but you can't survive.
So Malachi, how would you help the youth? Because I know you still work a job.
Yes.
And I know you came in, you say you go to the studio. I'm quite sure you have a personal life. So how do you balance all of that? I know you're young, but that's a lot to work a job, go to the studio. I know you're in the studio for hours, recording, doing what you got to do. And then, like I say, spend time with your family, your friends, doing you. So how do you balance that on a daily basis?
Just compartmentalizing time. So have a job that's flexible with you. So I love my job. They work with me and they know what I have going on outside of work. So they're so flexible. Oh, he needs to go travel, go travel. You need to go do this show, we'll give you off. Just tell us ahead of time. And we'll be like, okay. And then they're very supportive. So I love them. And then also, just setting time, even for God. You got to make sure God is the beginning of the day. So that's me. He's the end of the day and the beginning of the day. So I know we're not perfect. We could fall asleep sometimes and be like, oh, but if you could talk to God as soon as you wake up, your day is off to a great start.
So are you telling me you start your day off with Christ every day, bro?
You pray. Look, you pray. A lot of people ain't get it at first, but praying every day is the key. It's the key. It's the key. Even if you drive, like say you accidentally leave out, you start driving, you get in the car, pray while you driving.
That's good, man. That's good, baby. That's good.
Because I know myself. Sometimes I'm running in the morning, I'm rushing, and I'm like, oh, I still gotta make time for God. So if I get in the car, I'm making sure I'm praying first thing right when I'm pulling off, and I'm even praying for my significant other. So it's like perfect.
Okay, Malachi.
So I know that your parents had a lot to do with what you got ingrained into your spirit, brother.
Yes.
I know that how crucial and this is for parents out there. You know, I got to throw this out there. When you have your mother and father growing up your whole life, it helps. It's something that really helps with your DNA. It helps with your spirit. It helps with your spirit, man. And how vital has it been for you to have your mother and father involved in your life the way they are?
It's very vital. You need a father to raise a daughter. You need a father to raise a son, and you need a mother for both of them as well. And that love has to be there in the home. If the love is not there in the home and God's not in the home, you're never going to be able to have that solid foundation. Having meals together is very important too. You need to have that. Kids need to see what it looks like to what family looks like. A lot of the kids I get a chance to talk to don't know what family looks like.
Wow.
Or they haven't had that meal. Like, we understand people work and different schedules and stuff, but I would say my dad made sure he did his best, even in the height of his career, before we met y'all. He made sure as soon as he came off that plane, I'm going to my family.
Yeah, man.
Like, he was working, he's going to his family. Like, it was very less that we missed meals without him. Even when he was away, he was like, oh, I'm still going to make sure I call my family, make sure they're good. And this is like back before technology. So
yeah.
like, just be intentional with your kids. That's the most important thing. Like, just be intentional.
Bro, I'm over here like this man is really, really showing us some inspire. He's giving it to us today, baby.
He really
He's
is.
giving it
Appreciate
to
that.
us.
But I want to real quick. So Malachi, you really, you have an awesome upbringing. You still have your grandmother,
Yes,
who is just
I love her.
Miss Lydia is awesome. And then you have an awesome mom. You got two powerful women in your life. Can you speak on that? I mean, your
got
mom
3.
is just. You got 3 now, but
Actually, let's say 4, because my sister and then.
yes, your sister. So you just you just surrounded by a powerhouse of women. So speak on that, because Miss Lydia can hold her own, and your mom, she's a singer. She's a fantastic woman. So can you speak about that?
Yeah, it all starts with Miss Lydia.
Okay.
Miss Lydia is the glue.
Okay.
She the reason why we're here. So literally, I don't play about that lady. She don't play about us. So that's a God-fearing woman. And then it trickles down to my mom. My mom is the same. Really just the love she brings in the home. And it's not easy to get my mom's love and trust. So like the fact that she embraced you, that's the best thing possible. I would say my sister always, she raised me as well. So like we always been tight since day one. And I love her so much. So I don't play about her either. And then my newfound love in life, which was my wife all along. Thank God.
We talking wives now, baby.
Yeah, but we just knew it. But yeah, I don't play about her either. We good. Just emotional maturity is the biggest thing I learned in life. So like being with her is like it's just peace. And I know y'all know all about that. Like just being at peace with somebody.
All right, so we gonna go there since you done open up that can, bro. You know, so we gonna go there with you. So relationships in the young realm, in the young era right now, what is some of the things that you would give for young men seeking to be in a relationship that could be a committed relationship eventually? Because I'm pretty sure you're not in this thing just to be dating her right now. I'm pretty sure you trying to take this. You sound like you trying to take this thing to the next level. So what's something you would give to young brothers out there to tell them how do you handle a young lady in this day and time? How do you massage them? I'm talking about their mind. I ain't talking about their body, because I know we talking about their mind and their spirit. How do you? What's some of the things that you would give young brothers out there? Because that's something that we young men need to hear this, brother. Young men need to hear this. Yes. Come on with it.
Patience is the biggest one. I'm always patient, so it's like the best thing. Patience, intention. Patience and intention go together, because if you can show you patient intention, it's easy to let her guard down. You can talk to her. Communication is like one of the biggest ones too. I'm a very big communicator person. So if we can't communicate, it doesn't work. Or if you don't know how to express yourself, I'll try to meet you halfway and then we can open up and talk. But just be about something. That's the most important thing. You can't be selling dreams forever. You gotta be able to show something that you're doing, and then know who's for you. You got to test situations out, because a lot of stuff is motivated by money. I would say our generation suffers a lot from what's going on front instead of what's going on in the back.
Wow.
So yeah, we like to put on a good facade for everybody outside, and then inside ain't nothing going on.
Wow.
So Malachi, how do you? Because I know you. Because we went to see you perform. So I know you have a significant other, but at these shows, I know they mostly call. I don't know if they still call groupies, but I'm quite sure you got a lot of women that's want to try to talk to you. And nowadays people are very disrespectful. So I mean, I know you can say you have a girlfriend, but a lot of times they be like, "So I don't care nothing about her. I'm talking about you." So how do you balance that? Because I know you see a lot of beautiful women, and I know men are visual, and you travel a lot, so you're around. And most of these concerts are women. So how do you balance that and keep your mind focused and not fall off into this trap in the world?
I would say know what you got at home. Count the cost. If you don't count the cost, you're gonna lose at the end of the day. It'll be a temporary gain. You'll get a first down, but you ain't gonna get the touchdown. You ain't gonna win the game.
The rapper coming out. You'll get a first down, but not a touchdown.
You're gonna move the ball down the field, but you ain't gonna get the desired result you're looking for. So I would say that, and they gotta talk to her first. That's most thing. I'll be out in a party or something like that. We be having to do industry mixes or something like that. Somebody try to get my attention. I'll be like, y'all gotta talk to her.
Wow.
I can't really talk to me, but if I see somebody, I'll be like, hey, but I don't really, try to be on nobody's body or nothing like that. It's just, I'm happy where I'm at. It took maturity though. A lot of people gotta know what's good for you versus what you want. Know what's good for you is what you want, and you know what's gonna be there for the rest of your life. What you want ain't always gonna be there. Wow. Your taste change. So
Man, listen, I'll tell you. I'm trying not to be blown away from this conversation because you and my son are some of the most intriguing young black men that I've been around. And to hear you all talk the way that you're talking, it lets me, it inspires me to let me know that we can really, really make a difference in the world if we want to, if we do the right things, if we pour the right stuff into y'all young men, that y'all can grow up and be this. Because, you know, a lot of people may hear this conversation, they might be like, okay, he just talking. No, y'all. This ain't just he just flapping and just giving us, you know, lip service right now. Mm-hmm. This young man lives this life, y'all.
Yes.
I live everything I rap.
Yeah.
I don't rap, I preach.
Yeah, absolutely, y'all. So I'm sitting here, y'all, next to him. And I'm having, like, you know how you get those tingling feelings on the inside when you have a conversation, because I'm listening to a young man talk like this, y'all, and we so eager to talk about what our young black men are not doing and how they're not living and how they're not pushing towards the goal of life. And, you know, Ecclesiastes talks about how in your youth you need to live it and be happy, and but you also got to go through life trusting God, knowing who God is, and you said those things. So real quick, I want to ask this question: how are we going to get youth back in the church and get people back to loving God the way, young people back to loving God the way they're supposed to?
You gotta meet the kids where they at.
Whew.
You can't put a bar on the kid that don't see the bar. You gotta meet them where they at, and then you raise them up.
Wow. So wait, let's dissect that a little bit. When you say we got to meet them where they're at, what does that actually mean? I mean, come on now, dig a little bit deeper on this one.
Come to their environment. Okay. Don't force the kid to come to your environment automatically. You got to give them a reason to want to be like, hey, I want to come to your environment.
Wow.
Like, you got to build that safe place for them. The same way y'all built this house and y'all built the studio, you got to build that for the kids. That's wow. I think this in the Bible, actually. It's you build them a place and they shall come.
Yeah, well, it says you train them up and they shall not depart from you. They'll always go in that direction that they're supposed to go to. So you're saying that we need to actually make the space, make it to where they want to be involved. Talk their language. In other words, talk their language. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, they gotta be able to comprehend what you're saying. I would say that, and then we can't beat them over the head with the Bible. Because we have a new generation of kids that's Christians. We have Christian clubs now too. So it's like, what would they say? Jesus hung out with the thugs. So the funny thing is, you can minister to somebody. I have a short story real quick. One of my friends I went to school with, he had became agnostic or something like that for a while. And I had a show coming up on the Sky Deck. And I think I performed that night. Yeah, I did. But he missed it. But he was on the Sky Deck for some reason. But it was God the whole time. I haven't seen him in years. So I ended up performing whatever. And I ended up seeing him when I get off the stage. And we just talking, catching up on the deck. And then he was like, hey, can you take me to my car? I'm like, yeah. We just get to talking on the way. And he just spills his whole life to me and everything. He was like, it's the right timing that I met him. Because like he told me his whole story. He gave up on God for a while. And like he just ain't believe he was real, all this other stuff, and just basically like cursing him and stuff, and just became agnostic. And I was like, man, that's crazy. From that time to now, he's got back in the church. He's in the gym. He's focusing on finding the right woman for himself. So it's like it's a whole transformation now. Man. Like just being around me, like we sit and talk. I check in with him. I actually talked to him before I came here. So it's just having that partner right there. You meet him where he's at, he's able to raise up. So he has a better walk now. And he thanked me for putting that belief back into him. I was like, that's nothing but God, man. Nothing but God.
Man. That right there you killing it.
And I want y'all to know Malachi is also youth leader at Living Word now. Yes. So you help out with the kids. So that's why I guess you practice that every week to meet them where they are.
Yes, me and my partners do. When I'm not there, they pick up the slack. So shout out to Alex and Jonathan as well. Simmons, they're both brothers. They do amazing jobs. And the whole youth department too. Pastor Stephanie, shout out to you too.
Yeah, we want to give it up, y'all. And I'm just over here like meet the kids where they're at, y'all. And
Yes.
I'm trying to ask myself in my mindset, have I done? You think we done that with our kids? Do you think we did that with our children?
I think so. I'm more concerned about the kids now and like where we are, and then what Malachi said, meet them where they are.
Yeah.
I guess me and Elise need to get together on that as well, because we were brought, and I always say we're old school. So, I've been in church a long time. I was telling someone today, I'm the one that my parents really didn't go to church. So my mom would drop me off as a little girl, and that's when they had the phones on the wall. So right before the pastor got through preaching, I would go my little bitty self, get the phone down, call home, and say, "Hey, church is almost over. Come pick me up." And so, like I said, I've been in it a long time. Even when I gave my life to Christ, my mother wasn't at church. My auntie had to come because I would say, "Who's with this young lady?" And I'm sitting there, I'm giving my life, but my mom is not at church. And so nowadays, these kids, they come up with all types of excuse, anything that, to me, pertaining to the Lord, but all the rap songs, but you don't know a scripture, or you don't want to learn a song, a Christian song. And so, I'm struggling. How do you meet the kids when it's like they're not interested, and then the parents are young, and they're really not teaching them at home, and the only teaching they're getting is when they come to church, and so they're not interested. So to hear you say meet them where they are, I mean, do you mean even the environment, like the classroom, make it more I guess an environment for them, not have it so, I guess, adult, have it kiddie where they can just enjoy it. I mean, are those the things you're referring to when you say meet them where they are?
Yeah, just like focus having fun, because once they start having fun, that's when you can slide that knowledge into them. That's one of the most important things. And also there is the Christian rap scene is looking really good right now. It's in a great place. I get invited to concerts of different variations, so I get to see it all. So like, I was actually playing music at the Easter Resurrection Sunday egg hunt, and literally I'm over here digging in more artists. I'm like, yo, this sounds just like the other artists that's out here. Like, Christian music can be like the secular music. It just has to have the same energy. And these kids that are converting their lives over and making the music for the kids to vibe to like that are doing it. And it's becoming a phenomenon. And they actually just brought them out at Rolling Loud not too long ago. And they have a segment for them to be able to do that. So, like, if you could push them towards that, that would probably be like the best bet. Because they'll start creating a balance in their head to be like, okay, I know what I need to be listening to versus I don't need to be listening to.
Yes, man, bro, you and I always growing up, and I've been in the music industry all my life as well. Singing, doing things, and when back in the day, man, we would talk choir music. You had to learn your part. You had to soprano, tenor, alto. In the genre of, this Sunday our kids did a rap. And you know about this, all right? You know all about this because you were supposed to be in there, but you had previous obligations you had to attend to. So we definitely understand that. Yes. But the kids, it was something when it was time for them to actually perform. Because at first, Malachi, they were looking a little nervous. They had looks, like they went into it. But when the service started and then the rap kicked off, I was amazed because some of the young ones, they hit their rap on point. One of the little youngest ones on stage, I don't know if you remember his name, got the dreads.
Just Dre's name.
Yes, Dre's son, y'all. He at first, y'all, he was like nervous. He didn't look like he was into it. But when it was time for him to produce and do the actual rap, he was spot on.
Yeah.
And I was sitting like, this youngster done get up here. And then there was another one of the young men up there, Andrew Campbell's son. He was spot on. That my boy DeMarco is his son. I'm sitting there like, we as adults have to understand that rap is going to be a part of this world. It's not going to stop. And if we have to translate God into rap, do you feel like that's a problem for the world, or talk on that a little bit?
I feel like rap is a great thing. We always been able to express ourselves. We just celebrated 50 years not too long ago, so like I got to actually appreciate the art even more with those 50 years.
You was actually at the 50-year anniversary show. Mm-hmm.
That was a part of one of the events. Yes, MTV Unplugged, New Jersey's finest. It was a great time to be back home, but at the same time, I was able to learn a lot. That was my biggest thing, and it just made me appreciate hip hop even more. Like,
wow! So you definitely, it's a part, man. We can't take that out.
It's our lives.
Wow!
Hip hop is internal. Rap is internal. It's our struggle that we're spitting. It could be the spiritual struggle, just a struggle in general.
Wow. That's
uplifting.
So amazing to hear you say these things. And like I say, baby, I mean, it's making you look like your mind is really, really churning right now, because when we say that we got to meet the children where they're at, y'all, that is something that if we don't do that, y'all, we're going to lose the children in the church. We're going to lose them in the church, and they're not going to want to be a part of that, because sometimes this is just me. You get tired of a space where you feel like you're recycling older saints. Older saints should have it together, but we go through so many life challenges to where, and don't get it, we're all sinners. I'm not saying we're all sinners saved by grace, but your faith in God and the way you live your life, God, I mean, Pastor Freeman said something powerful Sunday. You got to understand, if your faith is tremendously huge, and you have the faith that you speak about and talk about, your life should exude that. You should see those things happening and stuff going on in your life. And I don't worry about nothing, because my faith, especially after some of the things that God has taken me through, because I can sit here on this platform and say, I've had some good days. Y'all know the song. I had some bad days. I had some ups. I had some downs. But when I tell you that God has never forsaken me through it all, and this comedian said something, and y'all, I ain't gonna say everything about it, but he said there's only really two things that you got to worry about in life, and the true two things is if you're gonna make it to heaven or hell.
Yes.
Yeah, those are the two things that you need to be worrying about in life. And other than that, we have to let people live, have their platform, let them do them. And that's the thing that we have to somehow or another reach our young people and get them more involved in positive things in life. Get them involved in stuff that's going to make them want to live, man. Because I'm watching you live. I'm watching Theo Chisholm live. I'm watching young brothers that can live, and we cannot throw that stigma on our young black men, y'all. We got some powerful young black men out here.
Our nephew CJ Chisholm,
yes, he's
definitely powerful,
he's doing his thing. Calvin Charles, that's another youngster that I mean, y'all, we know a lot of young men that are really striving. I got a youngster. His name is Didi. He's one of my church members, and when I tell y'all, this young brother, he got a story, y'all. He went through some things in life, but now he's living his life, y'all. He's a hard worker. He's taking care of his son. He actually comes up and keeps the shop tidy for me, and so I take care of him. And just to watch young men do it, y'all, I'm overjoyed over here because I'm so excited today. I'm excited because I'm a man, and to see a young man doing it,
Malachi,
to see this, y'all,
that,
and to hear this, y'all got to understand. I'm overjoyed right now, y'all, because I know it can be done.
Yeah, and he's telling me it can be done.
It can be done.
It's him with two others, him, Jonathan, and Alex.
Yes.
3 young black men are taking a youth department and changing it. So wow.
Talk about that a little bit real quick,
Yes.
man. Talk about that how y'all really transforming that youth department. So some of the people can hear out there some of the things that y'all are doing to change the narrative and what it looks like to have a youth ministry.
Man, that youth department, we had got chose for it. I told my dad I would do it until God told me not to do it. So God put it on my heart, and Pastor Stephanie hit us up, and it was the right timing. I wasn't going to try to rush the process, and the guys agreed with me too. They was like, "Yeah, we're not going to rush it. We're going to let God speak to us first." So we took the position, and then we realized where the problems were, and we're feeling those problems. So we realized, like, look, we got to get these kids first. Win them over. Once we win the kids over, we could be able to build building blocks. Let them be able to express themselves, because fruits of the Spirit, you gotta let them experience joy, peace,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we start with the joy. Now they got the peace and the whole thing. So now we're just gonna keep expanding, and then making sure we're in our Bible as well. So the youth program is a beautiful department right now. We're just growing. We're just trying to make sure we're getting the finances right so we can be able to do everything we want to do. But it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
So what's some of the tools that you bring to the table for the youth ministry, bro? What's some of the things that you like personally? Have you doing raps with them? You teaching them how to rap? What's some of the things you teach?
Basically, life skills, and then spiritual and emotional maturity. So there, as a youth, you're experiencing a lot of emotions. So you don't know how to express those. And then you have the biblical side of things, where it's like you will be able to apply that knowledge. So saying some kid has a scenario where it's like, I know I'm not supposed to be doing this. I feel conflicted. How can I make the right decision, but I can still use biblical morals to make that decision at the same time? So you put 2 and 2 together, and you'll be able to make that problem solve go away. And then just making them feel comfortable, knowing like I can still dress like this and I can be a man of God.
Wow.
You know, women, I know it's a little different, so it's kind of like a touchy subject on that. But like, everybody thinks this is what a Christian's supposed to look like in terms of just dressing all the time. Bible says, "Come as you are," but you don't want to come disrespectful. So we're just teaching the kids, hey, you can still come. There's a certain code, there's certain Sundays, how we do things. But at the same time, we want you to feel comfortable enough. I went to a church that drunk coffee during service. And that was like my first culture shock and move. I was like, wow. They got open toe sandals in here and all. And come as you are. I was thinking they're taking this serious.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of Caucasian people. So I'm like, okay. So I started learning different things. You don't do exactly everything everybody does, but you can see like, hey, how does this biblically stack up when they do these things? So basically just give them that moral compass spiritually where they could be at.
So quick question, Malachi. Do you all make your kids come into church at least one Sunday out of the month so they know how to behave in church? Or do you all just strictly let the youth have their Sundays back there with you all?
Most of the Sundays are back with us, and then we at least do one Sunday for sure. Just so they know what the service looks like and what God looks like. They can see their elders speaking in tongues. They can see how to worship, all these things that is meant to be sacred to them. So yeah, basically, and then get good word. You never know what you would hear in there that could change somebody's life and want to give their life to Christ, get baptized.
Okay, so do y'all also let them stay in praise and worship and then go start class, or do y'all have all that in your class?
So just depending on each Sunday, how we want to do it, the guys want to do it. So we've been doing balance of both. But I would say this. Since we started the youth program, we've had 4 baptisms.
Wow.
And look.
That's awesome right there.
That's work right there. And our youth department is really working well. So if they're coming forth themselves, when their parents aren't bringing them like, oh, they need to go get baptized. They're wanting to do it. Like, they want to get the information. So I'm proud of them.
Wow, that is awesome, awesome, awesome. Oof, yeah. God is good. That's all I can say.
He is, y'all. Like I said,
this is the next generation. This is what's,
I've been struggling for a while, and because I'm so caught in wanting to have more youth, want to love Christ, want to be with Christ, want to worship. That's one of the reasons that I do what I do. I'm on the worship team, as you know, Melon. I've been worshiping all my life, and I do this, y'all, because I really want men, real young men, to understand that it's okay to worship God and to be able to raise your hands and lift your hands. And that's a lost art for young men now. Young men don't think it's cool to do that. They don't think it's okay. So that's one of the reasons why I always want to be a part of the worship part of service. Even though I'm a minister, I'm an ordained minister. I do all, I can preach, I can do all that, but I really, really do what I do because I really hope that it's a youngster out there that's looking at me and be like, man, that seemed cool. And I know, man, we made it cool for you, boy.
Y'all did a good job.
Yeah, I know we made it cool for me and your mom and the people that we was, my brother and all of us. I mean, we had a worship choir team, and then I'm on a team now though. This woo.
Yeah, I heard about Sean.
And killing it, but we got to incorporate some rap. I'm gonna try to figure out. I'm gonna talk to Lady A, and y'all, we really, really need to incorporate some rap into the worship, y'all, and just to, and it doesn't have to be incorporated all the time, but we got to, like you say, meet our youth where they're at, because Sunday they were excited. Mm-hmm. They were excited. They were over, and I mean, to see that was worship. That was it for me, y'all, to see the young people do what they did, man. So, Malachi, I'm gonna give you because we're gonna do a little snip of your video on the last part of the show. So I want you to give us a quick conclusion. I told you this hour gonna go by fast. Oh yeah. Give us a quick conclusion on and really be strategic when you say this. Help young Black African American men and young boys understand that life can be great. Life can be amazing. And why is your life that amazing, brother? And I can't give it no other thing. But why is your life so amazing, Malachi?
It was just reading my mind. I was thinking about this the whole time. Black men, please go to therapy.
Whew.
I don't care how old you are. Go to therapy.
Wow.
Street dudes, go to therapy.
Wow.
People in the church, go to therapy. Everybody go to therapy. The working man, go to therapy. Everybody need it.
Wow.
Don't feel like you too tough to not go. Because, trust me, you never know what you have bottled up over time and what you experience. That's the biggest thing. It doesn't make it ungodly to go to therapy. You still have to have your spiritual goggles on, what you would say, and be able to rightly divide. But it's okay to go tell somebody about your problems, because you could wear your family out over a certain time, because they probably heard your story and they're trying to do their best to love on you. But you also need to be able to sit with somebody that doesn't know you, to be able to, oh, okay, I'm probably going through this too. You know, you probably met somebody at a job, you're like, oh, I'm going through this too. They mentioned the situation, God probably put it on their heart to express with you, and then you can feel better about it now. So that, and then just find peace, man. Ain't nothing worth crashing out. I didn't see mad my homies crash out. Like, I literally just had a few homies pass away. Like, I just had one pass away before I did this interview. So it's like, don't live too fast. Slow it down. Slow it down. Enjoy every moment. Slow it down. And then just find something you love and go hard. Like, just do it all the way. It ain't gonna be just one thing, but just like, let that evolve you and take you to the next. It could be your vehicle. Sports ended up being my vehicle into music, and I didn't see it. So I thank God for it. But like, definitely just be expressive. You know, don't be afraid to be judged, man. Like, just open up and be yourself.
Amen.
Maybe you got your quick conclusion real quick, and I'll get my last one.
My conclusion is, if you come to a youth, spend time with them, give them the knowledge that God has blessed you with, so that they won't go through the things that you had to go through when you grew up. So that's mine. And then Elisa wanted them to know that was an original rap.
Yes.
That was performed on yesterday.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good.
Original gospel rap.
And we'll be on DSP soon. We got the record for that. So
oh wow.
Yeah, that's what we've been. I was on the behind the scenes on that one.
Oh wow.
So y'all, I'm gonna conclude with this right here, and I'm finna take a whole different spin for what you just gave me on tonight, Malachi.
Gotcha.
I had to realize this with my own children, with with both of my children. The one that's growing in my house now, I'm learning that you have to love them unconditionally. Whatever they're going through, make a space for people, because young people are people first. When we were growing up, y'all, we were told what to do. We were told how to do it. That's me and Monica's area. We were put in I want to say a box per se, which it did help us. I'm not negating what it did for us, but sometimes you have to have an open mind to understand, like what you just said, that this hits so hard. Let children grow into what they're gonna be, and then you said they need to always be able to have a space to where they can talk about it, communicate. Therapy can be right in your home, so it doesn't necessarily have to be at someone's office. You can have therapy in your home. So I'm gonna say this: communicate with your youth, understand where they're at. Don't try to make them be what you want them to be. You let them grow into what God has purpose for them to be, and then you watch God work. And that's one thing that I've learned with my children. So y'all, I'm gonna leave it at that right there. I love you all out there. You all, man. I am Malachi.
Well said,
bruh. I'm so blessed to have you tonight.
Yes, thank you so much
I'm
for
blessed.
joining us.
At the end of the podcast, we're gonna do a little snip of one of your performances so people can actually see you in action. But man, thank you.
No problem. Thank you for having me. I'm blessed to be here.
Thank you. This has been another amazing night, you all. Young man, 26 years old, y'all, living his life for Christ, doing it well. I've watched him grow, and he has inspired me once again. Let children be who they're going to be. Let them grow into what they're going to grow into. But you have to trust that God has the master plan. We love you all. You be blessed. You've been listening to WFTB 104.1 FM Tabernacle Gospel Radio Station, also being recorded. The Sacrificial Podcast, Sacrificial Conversations. Got to give it up for that, y'all. Y'all go out there, subscribe, and y'all be blessed.
in some Fuego, stacking up my Lego, popping up the game all the way to San Diego. Forget a Lego, fool, let my leg go. Bands in my hand, man, that's the only angle. And we over here, we went over here.
Smell is papa, man. Our is local, man. Yeah, watch out, man. Yeah, here it comes, man.
Yeah. Every time I rap and say bonito, do it for my fans, do it for my people. Shorty said I'm nice, so she called me Chico. Cause she got a place for me to stay in Costa Rica. 16 bars out of 16 bars, 32 racks, put me back once more. It's your man's free getting down on the floor. While you soft to the skin, we be.
I told y'all it was going to be a good conversation, sacrificing conversations. Did you subscribe yet? Hit that like button. You might get something that's going to help your life. Y'all be blessed.